Hi, OJ. I don't even know how to start this because what I'm about to tell you, if not for the fact that I have lived it with my own eyes, I would have sworn it was just a rumor. You see, in Ghana, we hear whispers about men who rise from nothing, about neighbors who suddenly move from kiosk into mansions, about cars that appear in compounds overnight. People say it's hard work, others say it's blessing. But me, I know the truth now. 2 years ago, I walked right into that world, blindfolded by the envy and ignorance. It began so small, just a girl I thought belonged to me, and a Zimbabwean boy who seemed like nothing more than a rival. I didn't know that very same boy was about to open the door to a life I wasn't prepared for. OJ, the day I followed him into his house, instead, I entered a temple. I thought I was going to church, but I walked into a place where even the cross of Jesus was turned upside down. And before I realized, I had already given my blood, already signed my soul to something I can never take back. That is why I've come to you, OJ, because this is my story. It is not for me to carry alone. It's for others to hear, so they know that what we joke about in Accra, what we suspect about a certain rich man, is real. Satanism is here, and I am a living proof. OJ, please post this for me anonymously. This is not a story I can tell with my face showing. It is heavy, and it still troubles my spirit. I am a 33-year-old man from Ghana, and it has been 2 years since I entered something I never thought I would. 2 years since I got involved with rituals without even realizing, and it all began with jealousy. A woman and one Zimbabwean boy who used to be my neighbor. You see, when the boy came to stay in our area, renting the room just next to mine, I didn't like him at all. In fact, I hated him. Why? Because he was dating a girl I once loved. A girl I thought was too fine to waste her time on him. He didn't even have much. He was hustling small on farms and construction sites. But the little money he earned, he would give to her, and she gave him her body and her time. Me, I felt bitter. I thought he didn't deserve her. But life is strange, OJ. As time went by, I realized we both had one passion in common: music. That passion turned enemies into friends. We would talk about our dreams, how one day we would leave the ghettos of Accra, leave the dust and noise, and go live in the suburbs, in the kind of place we only saw in movies or passing through East Legon and Airport Hills. That was our dream. Then suddenly, the boy moved away. Nobody knew where he was. Some said he went back to Zimbabwe. Others thought maybe he moved to Kumasi or another part of Ghana. Life went on until one day I bumped into him in Accra Mall. OJ, I nearly collapsed when I saw him. This same boy who once had nothing was now walking with a beautiful woman, dressed sharply like money itself. He had put on weight, his skin was glowing, his shoes alone looked like rent money. I greeted him and he smiled like a king. He told me the woman was his wife, and from the look of things, the boy had made it big. He asked me to follow him into ShopRite. Charlie, take another trolley, he said. I thought we were going to pick a few things, but OJ, Rich people are not like us. He was just picking things anyhow. No list, no calculator, no checking price tag. By the time we reached the counter, 2 trolleys were full, and the bill was about 4,500 cedis. And he told me this was just their weekly shopping. Weekly, OJ, I stared at him like a villager, seeing Accra for the first time. Outside, I saw he was driving a Porsche. Before we parted, he gave me money, his number, and promised we will link up again. Maybe even enter the studio for music. That evening, I bought a 6-pack of Star beer, went home, and told my parents about him. I was amazed. We stayed in touch until lockdown. During the lockdown, we lost contact. But later, he called. He called me sounding low. His wife had died. He was lonely. He said he had wanted someone new. Me, thinking I was helping, introduced him to my cousin. She was a quiet girl who had been through heartbreak before. She agreed. Soon, she moved in with him. After 2 months, she was pregnant. But at 6 months, she miscarried. 2 months later, she got pregnant again. This time, OJ, she died. Alone in that big house, she bled till death. He had traveled to Dubai for business. The news broke us. My family cried. But instead of blaming him, we pointed fingers at witchcraft. In our family, there were grudges, accusations. An auntie said to have cursed my cousin's mother. We said it must have been her hand. Meanwhile, the boy drew closer to me. He told me, Charlie, you can even move into my house. Why live small when you can live big? One day, he picked me up at Accra Central and drove me to his mansion. OJ, that house was like Chasako. Big compound, expensive cars, a swimming pool, everything. I asked him why he stayed alone in such a house. He smiled and said, this is my temple, my slaughterhouse. He laughed, but the laugh had no joy in it. That night, he brought me a girl he had met online. I stayed in the guest room, but I could feel it. The atmosphere in the house was not ordinary. Later, I saw other men visiting. They were Zimbabweans, some Nigerians, but all dressed in black. Black outfits, black kaftans, black suits, black jeans. They drove BMWs and carried walking stick. They went upstairs and I heard chanting. At first, I thought it was some type of prayer, but the sound chilled me to the bone. He noticed I was borrowing money too often. One evening he told me, Charlie, it's time you fish for yourself. Let me take you somewhere. I thought he meant business links, contracts, but no. That Sunday, he took me to church. OJ, that church was nothing like any church I had seen. It was small, about 20-something people. But everyone wore black. The curtains were black. The pulpit was black. And behind it hung a cross, upside down. Jesus himself hanging upside down. I asked myself if maybe it fell and they hadn't corrected it. But no, it was intentional. They called me forward. They asked if I was ready to give my life to him. I thought they meant Christ, so I said yes. They corrected me, not Christ, him. I repeated after them word that felt like a contract. Then in the pastor's office, they pricked my finger, made me sign with my blood. My friend was there smiling. That day, unknowingly, I joined satanism. From there, life began to change. They gave me my first contract, landscaping and cleaning service in East Legon Estate. From there, I got bigger deals. I bought a VW Amarok, later another car. With their help, I got a loan and bought a house. Today, I run 3 companies: construction, electrical, and gardening services. My mother thanks God for the church. She doesn't know the truth. I tell you, OJ, Satanism is alive here in Ghana. Many rich foreigners and even Ghanaians, the ones we see driving big cars in Accra, Kumasi, and Takrady, are tied to it. They don't call it Satanism. They call it worshipping him, the God of money. I thought I was giving my life to Christ, but really, I signed my soul to money. And though today I look successful with cars, companies, and a house, I carry a weight in my spirit. Each night, when I remember the upside down cross, I ask myself, was it worth it? OJ, this is my confession. This is your anonymous OJ, and if you are new here, I would like you to like, subscribe, share, comment, and hype this channel, and tell somebody about your anonymous OJ. I'll see you in our next confession.